Hey guys, it's Carissa and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Inky Fairy Designs. Today we're going to take a closer look at the Gemini FOILPRESS, specifically how to use foil Stampin' Cut dies using the machine and the foil. And this is part one because there's two things that you can do when you use the Stampin' Foil or the Stampin' Cut foil dies. So let me just go over the machine a little bit with you. You get your plate. That's what is designed specifically for the Gemini Junior. It fits perfectly. I showed you, I lifted it up. It's super lightweight. And then this is the Gemini Junior that I have off to the side. That's what I will be running all of my configurations through. I just don't really have enough room on my desk to have them side by side. I do pull it in, I think, in this video to show you that I am using it. This is the instruction booklet, and it is imperative to have this next to you whenever you pull this machine out until you get like super comfortable and you can memorize like the configurations and the settings and all of that. It is so handy to have side by side with you when you're foiling, especially me. Like, I don't do foiling all the time, so I will probably refer to it whenever I'm using it. So I'm showing you what comes in the package, and I actually pulled the wrong metal shim to show you. It comes with a smaller one, which we'll be using in the video, but that is a metal shim for the Gemini Junior, and it is helpful to have if you don't have it already. So you also get a silicone mat. That's where you can put your hot dies after you're done using them. You get these handy dandy tweezers, which are amazing. They're actually magnetic, so if you hold them closed, it activates the magnet, and the dies actually just like literally jump up to the magnet from your plate. So I'm going to show you here again. It just jumps right up, and then when you release the tweezers, the magnetic field no longer occurs, I guess, and it drops onto your plate. So it's really easy. And then, of course, you can use it as regular tweezers for your papers and stuff like that to get them off. I use them sometimes when I'm trying to get the release paper off of the foil. So you also get these little finger gloves. I had no idea what they were when I opened the package, but they are finger gloves to protect your fingers from the heat. Now, when I'm using it on the lowest setting, which is pretty much what you're going to use when you're using the Crafter's Companion foil on paper, you're always going to have it on the lowest setting, and I really haven't found those necessary. Perhaps when I'm foiling on different surfaces or I'm using different foils where I need the higher heat settings, I will use those. So they are good to have, and they come in the box anyway, so it's just a little extra safety for you. And you also get in the box by itself one roll of foil, and you get these two dies to get you started. So you have one cut in foils die, that's on the right hand side. It's the darker gray. That's how you can tell them apart. And then on the left side you've got just the foil die, and that is the foil stamp die, so it kind of stamps and foils at once. And this machine is pretty cool. Like I mentioned in the unboxing video, if you want to take a look at it, I'll put it in the iCard over here. I've never used a foil machine before in my life, so this has been quite the learning curve for me, but it's probably good that I don't have any other expectations, I guess. So if you get the bundle with HSN, I'll put a link in the description box below. It is still available. You can still purchase it through HSN, and it's a great deal. You get 2 extra sets of foil, another gold and a silver, and then you get more of the foil Stampin' Cut dies and the foil stamps to use with the machine. So what I really like about this machine is that you have a timer, so you can see the timer at the left hand side, and you can set that to whatever seconds or minutes. And also you have 3 heat settings, so you have a low, medium, and a high, and that is for different surfaces that you're foiling on, and all of that information is in the instruction booklet, so you definitely want to take a look at that. I know you want to use a higher heat setting on different surfaces, so let's just kind of just go into the Stampin' Cut foil dies with paper. So I'm going to be using it on the lowest setting, and this is actually the metal shim that comes with the foil press. So you can see how it fits perfectly on the mat or the heat censored area. That's the purple area, and it is great because it is gridded, and there's actually a ruler, a center ruler at the top and bottom of this plate. So I'm getting ready to do my foiling with this really pretty die that comes with it. I love the butterfly. It's called Butterfly Swirls. I set my timer to 20 seconds and it's on the low setting. And this is just heating up that die so that when I put the foil on top and put my paper, it's ready to go. So this is a heat foil machine. So a heat press foil machine, I believe. Is the technical perhaps term, but it is a heat foil. So it's not like a toner foil. I know there's other machines on the market that work with toner. This is actually a heat censored foil, and this is going to cut out and foil my butterfly into the cardstock that I'm placing on top. So once that timer goes off, and of course because I'm doing a voiceover, you're not hearing all of the beeps, but they beep. It beeps when it's ready. So if you get distracted or whatever, you're doing something else, it tells you, hey, hello, I'm ready, let's go. So now I put my paper on top. I believe I put a paper shim as well, and then I put that top plate on there, and I'm just running it through the Gemini foil press off to the side. And it is going to cut and press that foil into that cardstock, and you can see it has already cut. And then you put that other, like the Gemini foil metal shim on top, and that protects your top plate. You totally want to do that. Don't forget to do that. So you have the shim on the bottom that protects your heat censored area, and then you want to put the metal shim on top before you run it through, because you really don't want to be cutting into that top plate of the foil press. So you can see how beautiful it foiled that butterfly. Absolutely beautiful. Perfect. And then in another video, part 2, I'm going to show you how to use that negative, because there's no waste. I don't want you to waste that negative area. You can make another card using that. So here we're going to go into the foil stamp dies. These are the ones, they're silver. They're not going to cut your paper. They're just going to foil into your cardstock or your pattern paper. I'm actually going to foil into the pattern paper with the swirl detail. I thought it would be cute because I cut out the butterfly die to kind of have that popped up over some swirls just to give it some extra detail. And here I am. I'm just kind of looking at the instructions and following that and making sure that I get that correct. Now I do make a big boo-boo. Not yet, but I assure you it's coming, and I did not delete it off of this video because I wanted to show you what can happen, or what, when things go wrong. It's usually user error. I am totally guilty of that time and time again, especially with machines. So you guys don't see me use machines a lot, and that's why I'm a simple girl. But I love this machine, and I have actually already ordered more of these foiling dies to make some awesome Christmas cards that I'm going to be sharing with you guys in the next coming weeks. So when you're foiling, I don't think I mentioned this before, but you can see in the video, I'm always placing the foil with the color side down. So you always want to make sure whatever your color is, in this case it's the gold, I'm putting that down on top of the die or the stamp or whatever I'm using. And you can see I was looking at the grids. You can't see it in the video too much, but I was looking at the grids, making sure the placement was where I wanted it to be. I can take a look at those grids and kind of like say, okay, this is about the center of where I want it to be. And I line that up, and the grids go all the way across. So I can make sure if I line my paper up against that grid, it's going to be straight. And then I line up my stamping die on another line to make sure that's straight. So once that is all in place, I've already done the timer. All I have to do is put the top plate on, and you see I didn't have any other shim or the metal shim or anything like that. It wasn't necessary because I'm not cutting into the plate. So you just want to be aware of that. Whenever you're using the cut dies, put that metal shim to protect that top plate. So now I'm going to remove it, and and you can see that it has foiled and impressed that really beautiful detail into my pattern cardstock. It looks really pretty over patterns, and I went ahead and just kind of cut out. I did the same configuration again, ran it through my Gemini, and there I have the other side, and it's just beautifully centered, perfect for my little butterfly that I did earlier that cut and foiled at the same time for that little detail on top. Now, here's where I made a boo-boo. And I left it in here because I wanted to show you this happens. It totally happens. It happens even when I'm working with clear stamps. So it happened, of course, with a foil stamp. Why wouldn't it? I wanted to add this really beautiful thank you onto my cardstock. We always need thank you cards, right? And so I'm placing it, and I'm being super careful of placing it where I wanted it to go. I started my timer. I only needed 10 seconds. This is when I can like cut out my foil and do those other things to get ready for the next step and get my magnetic shim ready. And I don't think I put my foil on. I think I realized right here I didn't put my foil on yet. So I still haven't caught it. Do you guys see what's about to happen? I mean, I'm not going to tell you yet, but you're going to see what happens. Do you see where I'm going wrong here? I am thinking this is so perfect. I cut out the perfect size foil. I put the foil gold side down just like I'm supposed to. Here I am being very careful to line up my paper because I kind of want it in that bottom right hand corner, you know, or left hand corner, whatever. And it's ready to go. I'd forgotten that I had already heated it up. I looked at it again. I'm like, oh yeah, I already heated it up. So I ran it through the Gemini, and this is when I realized things have gone wrong. I see it already. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. So I'm going to take off the foil, and you're going to see I had the stamp upside down. Yes, I did. So I foiled the back side of the stamp and not the pretty thank you font side. So I'm kind of like kicking myself right now, like, oh man, am I going to have to start this all over? What should I do? But for the sake of this video, I am just pushing on. I'm going to show you how this works because I want you to see how beautifully this detailed thank you sentiment does foil on the pattern paper, because I think it's so fun to add those little foil details when you have a fun background already or you have beautiful paper. You can totally do it on plain cardstock as well. I was just enjoying this paper pad by Crafter's Companion. So yeah, so we're going to redo this. I'm set the timer again. I'm cutting out another piece of foil, and we're going to get this right, and I'm going to show you how beautifully this foils. So I hope I'm kind of giving you guys an idea. I've kept this video in real time so that you can see it. Even the, you know, I've only cut out that one time where I was doing the second scroll. And so here I am putting on the top plate. You want to make sure that your top plate, there's like a little lip, and you want to make sure that that goes right up against the lip. You don't want it to get over that lip because it will get stuck in your machine when you run it through. And so here's how it's supposed to look. And it foiled so beautifully. I just love it. I think it's so pretty. I can't wait to try other foils, other colors. I'm definitely going to order more foils from Crafter's Companion, but I will be experimenting with the foils that I already have in my stash. This is the card. I left that boo-boo area because my daughter said it kind of looked like the trails of a butterfly, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go with it because I think whoever I sent it to will understand. And so here's the other card. That's going to be part 2. So be sure to check out my channel and subscribe and click the notification button if you want to see that video when it comes out. I want to thank Crafter's Companion for reaching out to me and sending me this machine to try out and share with you guys. I'd love to hear what you're thinking so far, if you've seen other videos of it, if you've gotten the machine and you're playing with it as well. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please click the thumbs up button, and that lets me know that you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it. Share and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video where we do more experimenting with this fun machine. Bye.